Hey Grande Alive, this is your weekly Newsish Roundup brought to you by Ronde Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, anything2digital.com, and Direct Music Source. Sherlock Holmes, the quintessential quirky detective and literary icon we all, well, at least a few of us, know and love, is coming to Grande. Played by such celebrity stars as Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch, Sherlock Holmes has recently adapted into movies and TV shows over the last several years. And now the Grande Shakespeare troupe is bringing him to Grande, not through the lens of a camera, but on the stage. And that stage, interestingly enough, is not going to be at Mackenzie Theater or at the high school, but in a quaint little bookstore right on the Adams Avenue Strip.
There is a charm to the space here with the books on the shelves and all of that. I think you walk into a bookstore and you listen to people recite lines, you watch a play, it feels very normal, it feels natural, it feels like, yeah, that's the sort of thing you should do in a place like this. My name's Kevin Cahill. I have lived in Grande for almost 40 years.
And the man who wrote that note.
In retrospect, some of the most sort of, I don't know if important's the right word, but maybe fortuitous
Compromising letters and now desirous of getting those letters back.
theater experiences I had were with Grant, who's, you know, the founder of the Grande Shakespeare Company.
I like Shakespeare because, like I said, it's a real acting challenge. And I like challenges as an actor.
I now pronounce man and wife, and you've already kissed the bride.
It's a mental game as opposed to sort of an emotional game, which sort of plays to my skill sets as well. I don't think there's a better example of what it is to be alive in an art form than in a Shakespearean play.
But what our Shakespeare troupe is just a really small, collected group of people who are really passionate about doing theater. Grant was the one who suggested doing this Sherlock Holmes. He had done it before in his old company and it was a great success.
I sometimes go for days on end without saying a word. Now you must not think I'm sulky when I get like that. Just let me alone!
I mean, it's just something, you know, when you're a budding Shakespeare company, you gotta just do material. You just gotta, the big thing is making sure people don't forget that we're here and that we're moving forward and we're doing more stuff.
Egria. It's in a German-speaking country. It's in Bohemia, not far from Carlsbad.
We try to deliver and we try to promise an experience that is a quality experience. It's an accessible and intimate experience. It's an experience that is close up, where you really get a chance. You really get the best chance to hear
Citing all these various accomplishments and finding a calling which needs them all.
what characters are saying, to understand what they mean. You're not at a far remove from the action.
Because really, when you find a theater, you just want a space with a lot of character, and this store has a lot of character, you know? It's everything from the walls to, like, Grant was pointing out to me how Elizabethan everything looks, you know? So it's gonna be fun.
I mean, have a venue that serves theater experiences such as we offer, with, you know, say 30, 40 people per show. There just aren't venues like that around here.
Really good theater is something that you don't want to get in the way of. You know, you just need a good story, you need vibrant characters, and you just need people who really, really, really want to do the work to make it happen.
Sherlock commands a level of attention to detail that I think surpasses anything that I've had to deal with. And I find that to be a very rigorous challenge personally.
No sign. Absolutely none. It's quite a pretty little problem.
I've been really astounded rehearsing it at how big it has become. And it's just we've just cast the right people and just seeing everything come to life.
That's why you've come, isn't it?
So it's amazing to sit back and see how full this production feels. And I don't know, I just think it's a great little show.
Now, if you didn't catch the name of that bookstore, it's Looking Glass Books. The shows are going to be this weekend, Thursday through Saturday, next weekend, the same days, and then another showing on the 14th of February. All the shows are at 7:30 p.m. The troupe is performing A Scandal in Bohemia, a Sherlock short story about an adventure when the king of Bohemia approaches him to steal a letter back from a lover scorned. This title story was brought to you by anythingtodigital.com. Every one of you has that massive collection of old home VHS tapes you need transferred. So here's what you do. Toss them in a bag and haul them down to anythingtodigital.com, located in the same building as La Grande Live. Soon you'll be watching all your home videos on that nice new DVD player you got for Christmas. It's Groundhog Day. The verdict is in, the deed is done, the shadow has spoken, and the result is...
Since we've been up all night and starting to toddle, I, Punksy Phil, shall not dawdle. My faithful followers, I clearly see a perfect, clear shadow of me. 6 more weeks of winter, it shall be.
Now wait a minute here. We've just spent the last 2 years arguing about who has the credentials for what and who has or doesn't have the emotional stability to have their finger on which big red buttons. Everybody's up in arms about who should or shouldn't be in what office, who has or should have what authority, and blah, 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 blah. And that's fine, but all the while for the past however many decades and centuries, however many winters, we've been taking our spring weather forecast from a groundhog. And not only a groundhog, an egregiously fat groundhog named Punxsutawney Phil that sleeps for 364 days of the year, then comes out for one and predicts the weather based on if he sees his hulking furry shadow when he turns around to go back to sleep? Talk about a news bias. America, you need a lesson in checking your sources. Enjoy your 6 more weeks of winter. Anyways, in less arbitrary news, let's talk about health with someone who actually knows what they're talking about. This week I had Kelly Rice, assistant professor at Eastern Oregon University, and she thinks that health is one of the most important things we can talk about, especially for our kids.
We teach lifestyle activities. So if you can develop healthy habits as a kid, then you're much more likely to continue those habits into adulthood. So getting away from just kickball or dodgeball, teaching them things that maybe they can do for the rest of their lives. So go hiking or go cross-country skiing or play disc golf around campus. And they have access to these things. We live in this area and they're available. So if we can teach them at a younger age, then they're more likely to do it for the rest of their lives.
Overall, the conversation was a fun and interesting dialogue about health, wellness, and Kelly's program that she puts on for middle school children called Go ASAP. Now, they recently did a video on Go ASAP, and here's a clip from it.
The idea of the grant came around, like, let's get these kids that are normally not active, that aren't involved in sports, and let's teach them all of these lifestyle activities that they could do after school. And then when they get into high school, hopefully they increase their self-confidence and their self-efficacy and their self-determination, and they're intrinsically motivated to be more active on their own, and that they'll do these things for the rest of their lives. The literature also shows that kids that are more active and spend more time outside are less likely to participate in risky behaviors such as drinking, smoking, getting in trouble. The first day it was, I'm lazy, I'm not doing any of these things.
They were all really quiet and hesitant to do anything. They almost didn't want to do it. There was a lot of fear in some of the activities.
They're starting to develop these identities that they're not active, that they're lazy, that they're not coordinated. And then watching that change and just seeing them try all these things and succeed at them, and going up the chairlift for the first time, or riding a mountain bike for the first time, or making it up to the top of the rock wall.
They're coming out of their shell a lot more. They're a lot more comfortable with everything they're doing.
And check it out, our newest segment of your upcoming events, a collaboration with the Observer newspaper, Get Out and Go, with, well, me and Emily Adair, section editor of Go magazine, keeping you up to date with your upcoming events for the next week.
Hi, I'm Emily Adair, special sections editor of the Observer newspaper.
And I'm Will Bowman with the GrandeLive.tv.
With Will's help, I'm going to talk a bit about what's happening in the world of arts and entertainment. Here's what you can expect to find in this week's Go magazine.
First up, Eastern Oregon University's music department will present its annual music and dance production. This year's theme is The Weather Report, a musical forecast. It will take us through the changing of the seasons and feature songs about sunshine, rain, and even hurricanes. The show will have 3 performances this weekend at EOU.
Tickets are also available for a dinner theater show presented by LeGrand's 4th Street Players. The 13th annual dinner theater will be a Western melodrama. The show will include audience participation as we read cue cards directing us to boo the villain or cheer on the hero.
EOU is currently holding a faculty exhibition which features photography, sculpture, and more created by the university's art instructors.
And if you're ready to get out of town for a bit, there are some exciting things happening just a short drive outside of LeGrand. Regional band Green Neck Daredevils will perform concerts in Baker City and Anthony Lakes this weekend. The group describes its music as Texas bluegrass from the Northwest.
Baker City will also hold its monthly First Friday Art Walk, and the Pendleton Center for the Arts will hold a reception for a multimedia artist. Additionally, Fish Trap will hold 2 events this week. The first is part of the Big Read series, and the second is a garage band event hosted by Fish Trap Story Lab.
For more details, including the start times of these events, check out this week's issue of Go magazine. We're also online at GoNortheastOregon.com and on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And be sure to check out Grande Live for more local content. Thanks for tuning in to Get Out and Go for this week. In sports, the LeGrand girls basketball team lost their one game over the weekend versus Baker City last Friday, 57-67. It was one heck of a game, but the girls couldn't bring it to a close in their favor. Baker City pulling ahead in the end of the game to finish it off 10 points in the black. The Elgin Gals also had a weekend of sinks, losing 2 games, to the first against Imbler 21-40 and the second versus Grant Union 26-53. Union girls also lost to Imbler last Saturday, 35-53, leaving the Imbler girls 2 up and the only girls team with any wins for the weekend, sitting on the backs of their fellow Valley teams. The LeGrand boys basketball, on the other hand, won their game versus Baker last week, snaking the win 62-44 and leaving them up yet another game. Elgin, on the other hand, gave both their games away to Imbler and Grant Union, 27-53 and 35-61 respectively. Union split their weekend against the other teams in the Valley. As I already said, they beat Elgin 54-26 and lost to Imbler 45-53. And now for your Double Dare duo of sportsy heroes, Evan and Chris with Around the Mountain in 90 seconds.
I'm Evan House.
And I'm Chris Duarte of EUU Athletics.
This is Around the Mountain in about 90 seconds.
The women's basketball team picked up 2 wins over the weekend, winning by a combined 65 points. On Friday, they ran Evergreen out of the gym, winning 83-47, with all 13 members scoring and Mariah Swanson leading the way with 12. The next day, the Mounties won 75-46. Payne Parrish dropped 15 points while going 5 of 10 from three-point land. The team heads to Portland this weekend to face Multnomah and Warner Pacific.
The 12th ranked men's basketball team swept a pair of home games this weekend. First, on Friday, the Mountaineers had a come-from-behind victory against Evergreen 88-80. Saturday, EU secured its 10th straight home win, beating down Northwest 102-91. Kentrell Washington balled out, averaging 21 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists in both games. The Mounties travel to Portland to face Multnomah and Warner Pacific on Friday and Saturday.
EUU men's wrestling swept Washington State Club Wrestling in a non-counting duel 52-0. The Mounties got pins from Terry Mason, the lone senior Pancho Saldana, who got a loud roar from the fans, and Eric Fan. The teams will face Southern Oregon in Asheville this Saturday before regionals qualifications begin.
The EU women's wrestling team took on Southern Oregon and McKenzie Theater on Sunday. The Blue and Gold put up a tough fight, but were only able to secure 1 win from Jessica DeHart at 116 pounds. EU takes on Southern once again in Ashland this Saturday.
That's the latest news in EU athletics. Stay tuned next week as we take you around the mountain in about 90 seconds.
For more information, visit us at www.eusports.com.
And one more quick update. Grande Live is looking for salesmen. We're looking for someone interested in sales that's fun, excitable, and interested in getting involved with internet television. So if you are interested in trying your hand at sales and you have a little experience in the past, come on down to Grande Live and ask about our new salesperson position. And that's your weekly Newsish Roundup. This roundup was brought to you by Ronde Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Anything2Digital.com, and direct music source. Please like and share our video and tune in for more local content. I'm Will Bowman.